Health Texas and Halftime Pizza proudly present Real Boxing with legendary fight trainer Ronnie Shields.
Guys, welcome. Happy Tuesday to everyone. And I hope everyone has already done their Thanksgiving grocery shopping, because my word, the grocery stores are an absolute mess right now. Yeah, I just suffered through a couple of hours of that. Goodness gracious. So I decided to scrap everything. I'm taking my girl to Ruth's Chris on Thanksgiving. How do you like that, Coach?
That's a good idea.
Well, I tell you what, guys, and if it's Tuesday night, well, it means one thing, and we're seeking the counsel and we're discussing the world of boxing with our good friend, legendary fight trainer, the incomparable Coach Ronnie Shields. Ronnie, how are you, sir?
Doing great, man. Doing great.
Oh, I tell you what, brother. Yeah, screw that noise, man, about cooking and getting all that stuff. I'd rather just go to Ruth's Chris. So that's what we're going to do on Thursday. So, Coach, what do you have planned with the family on Thanksgiving, sir?
Well, we got my kids, my son and his wife and our grandkids are coming over. My wife's sister and her niece, and probably a few other people that's going to come over. And of course, my wife is going to cook.
You know what, man? You're a lucky man, brother, because women these days, let me tell you through experience, and no offense, I love my girl so much, but I am the cook of the household, brother.
Oh, wow.
And I just don't feel like cooking this year, man. How do you like that?
Yeah, that's good for you, man.
Oh, Chihuahua, man. Yeah, I'd rather spend 100 rock, man, or 200 rock at Ruth's Chris. That's what I'd like to do. Well, I tell you what, before we move forward, guys, let's give a shout out to some of our dear friends in the chat. I want to give a shout out to my brother H Money. He says, Dave Morrell Jr., the future of boxing. Yes, indeed. It's impossible to argue with that. Also, my brother CB3, salute to you, brother. Thank you for supporting the coach on Tuesday. Also, my brother Hyphy, big up Joe and Ronnie. Big up to you, my friend. Thank you for always supporting the coach, brother. Also, my brother Carl the Crocodile Hunter Hansen. Salute Joe and Coach Ronnie. Salute to you, my friend. Thank you for supporting the coach. Also, my brother Jesus M. Saludos to you, brother. Hey, how'd you like that Jaime Munguia performance last Saturday? We're going to ask Coach all about that, see if he tuned into that basketball gymnasium. Yeah, well, I could already see the milk on his whiskers. Also, want to give a shout out to our brother HLD. Thank you for always supporting the coach, my friend. And also my brother Sid UK. Salute Joseph and Coach Ronnie. No man wants to cook on Thanksgiving. No, we just want to eat, get fat, and watch the Cowboys beat up on the Giants. That's what we want. All right. Well, Coach, we missed you last week, brother. So I tell you what, we've got a lot to catch up on. So let's just dive right into fact or fiction. How do you like that, sir?
Let's do it, man.
All right. Number one, there was a lot of news, and we're going to have to give a lot of background information, because the last time we were on the air, it was on Wednesday, and it was your replacement, Big Rick Glazier. And boy, he gave us a ton of bad information, intel. And so we'll have to go through all of that. He said, in his words, Ryan Garcia versus Gervonta Davis, that fight's completely off, and it was because Al Haymon. Everyone agreed to everything. All the terms were agreed to, even with the broadcasters. And Al Haymon just didn't like the deal, so he pulled out of it completely. All right. Well, obviously that was not true. And we'll get into that right now. Number one, fact or fiction, Coach. Tank Davis will earn a 6th round KO against Hector Rivas on January 7th, but will not fight Ryan Garcia as scheduled in April. Fact or fiction?
Fiction.
Wow. You think that's going to go down as planned, sir?
Absolutely. I think so. Look, both guys want to fight, but here's the thing, right? Neither guy can take the opponent they give it at a fight lightly. Because this Hector Garcia is a really good fighter. That Tank is fighting.
He sure is.
So you can't take this kid lightly thinking about Ryan Garcia. And, just reading from some of his words, he said, man, he's training hard. He's getting prepared for Hector Garcia. He'll think about Ryan Garcia afterwards.
Yeah, you know what? This is I guess you could call this a trap fight, Coach. Because Hector Rivas, once again, 16-0 with 10 knockouts. Boy, he's a very smart guy, and he's a very tough Dominican fighter. Yeah. This is a guy who loves to trade and is very, very confident.
Absolutely.
But Coach, when you look at the style matchup, and the key word is, boy, he loves to trade. He loves to sit in the pocket and trade, and he's been knocked down before.
Right.
Do you think he'll actually have that same confidence against a real knockout artist like Gervonta Davis?
Well, here's the thing. He has to be himself, but he has to be smarter on certain moves that he make. I think for him to be in the inside with Tank, he would have to trap Tank maybe on the ropes or in a corner, not in the middle of the ring, because that's where Tank is the strongest, And he has to watch if he gets Tank on the rope, Tank don't make the switch and turn him and start hitting him with them uppercuts, because that's deadly. And you can ask Mario Barnes about that.
You could also ask Leo Santa Cruz. I think they're still trying to wake him up from that knockout. Guys, before we move forward, we do have to give a shout out to some of our dear friends in the chat. Dex1K, thank you for joining us, sir, and supporting the coach. Also, a big shout out to my brother John McSmith. Salute Joseph, and welcome back the incomparable legend, Coach Ronnie Shields. Yes, indeed. And thank you for always supporting the coach every Tuesday, sir. Also want to give a shout out to my brother G Funky. Guys, if you haven't already, please go subscribe to the always insightful G Funky Boxing. Joseph and Coach, shout out to you, my friend. Always doing great work, man, where you are. HLD says, Uncle Fester gave bad information? No, never heard of it. Oy vey. Oh, Chingao. Look, guys, and once again, I'm going to, whenever we feature him on this show, I'm going to have to start featuring a disclaimer when he comes on. When it comes to PBC and Al Heyman, take whatever he says with a grain of salt. He has the biggest hard-on for Heyman I've ever seen. Even worse than Oscar De La Hoya. Gee. Also want to give a shout out to my brother Peter Von Arx. Good evening, Joseph and Coach Shields. Good evening to you, sir. Thank you for always supporting the coach every Tuesday, my friend. Also want to give a shout out to my brother JR from the Boxing Source. He says, shout out to Joseph and Coach Ronnie. Shout out to you, my friend. And guys, if you haven't already, please go support James at the Boxing Source. Always doing great work. He's one of the hardest working gentlemen in this business that I know. I also want to give a shout out to my brother EJ, Electro Jed. What's up, Joseph? And hello to Ronnie Shields. Hello to you, sir. And thank you for gracing us with your presence this evening, my friend. Chris says, oh, that's going to be a good fight. Well, we'll talk more about that as soon as we get finished and do the roll call. I tell you what, brother. And yes, Dex, De La Fishnets. But look, guys, and once again, Hector Rivas. So, guys, and once again, I got this intel all wrong. The guys that I was talking to, I asked them, well, what's the status of this? I mean, I heard from, well, oy vey, Rick Glazier, right, that this fight was completely off the table, and they said no. They told me, we're working. I said, well, what is it? Because Gervonta Davis just shouted out. He gave a tweet, said he was going to be in D.C., is the Ryan Garcia deal dead? And they said, no, we're working on both. Well, I assumed, and this is what I get for assuming, right? I assumed they meant one or the other. Not literally both, but nope, they meant actually both. So once again, guys, Gervonta Tank Davis, they announced that they struck a deal with Ryan Garcia for April 15th on Showtime pay-per-view in Las Vegas, Nevada. but then come to discover that nothing has been signed. The only contracts that have been signed have been Tank Davis versus Hector Garcia, which is 16-0 and 10 knockouts, right? And that's going to take place on January 7th, the date we gave you guys on Washington, D.C. Once again, in my opinion, Coach, and you just stated exactly what Hector Garcia needs to do, right? Or Hector Rivas, rather, needs to do to, put up a more competitive outing than what we all believe. Now, once again, this is a very tough guy, very good chin, very confident. But man, the thing that really points out to me is he really likes to sit in the pocket and trade with every single person he fights. Is this why PBC actually chose him?
Well, I mean, it could be the reason, but I think the kid deserves to fight. Look, you got some guys. Look, he just fought a big fight and won, so so he deserved to get another big fight. So why not? Plus, it's going to be a competitive fight.
Indeed. And look, I'm sorry, his name eludes me. The heralded trainer out of Cuba, the one who's in Vegas now. What's his trainer? Hector Rivas.
Solis.
Yep. So he's got Solis and a very, very good guy like Bob Santos, two very knowledgeable boxing guys in his corner. So, yeah, Coach. Okay, now, once again, could we actually see an upset on January 7th in the nation's capital?
The thing about it is upsets happen all the time. I'm not sure that we're going to see an upset in this fight. I just think that Tank, he loves this guy's style. Come forward. You don't have to look for him. He's right there. It's not like this guy's going to come out boxing him around the ring. No, he's coming straight to him. You don't have to look for him. And Tank is going to be looking for that uppercut and that straight left hand all day.
Yep. Oh, gosh. Yeah, this is going to be an action-filled fight, guys. This is going to be one for the fans. This is a great fight. But I've been told that this is going to be on pay-per-view. Now, once again, guys, keep in mind this is going to be on pay-per-view out of necessity, okay? Because Showtime is paying Gervonta Davis an awful lot of money per fight, guaranteed, which requires this to be on pay-per-view. But in a perfect world, Coach, if you're promoting the Ryan Garcia fight in April, wouldn't you put this on regular subscriber Showtime?
Man, if I knew their situation, you have to know the situation that the networks are put in order to make, but you just said it a minute ago, where Showtime is paying Tank a lot of money.
Yep.
So,
5 Rock, brother.
So they have to recoup some money.
Yeah.
So with with that said, they're going to have to put it on pay-per-view, and just hope that they get at least his purse back.
Yep. That's it, guys. It's geez. Yeah. Good luck with that. But I will say this. Look, the big news, though, guys, is Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia. Both fighters pretty much agreed to everything. And just like we stated on this show, well, DAZN really brings nothing to the table. So they basically conceded to everything, even though you can purchase this as a fan on the DAZN platform. It's going to be a Showtime broadcast and a Showtime pay-per-view. Did you expect anything less, Coach Ronnie?
No, not at all. Look, I mean, is this a mega fight? It's close to a mega fight. But, but still, with the economy the way it is, they still a little worried about, so many people buying this thing. I think a lot of people is going to buy this, and I think it's going to do really well on pay-per-view. But, but they have to do, you have to do certain things. in order to make it a successful fight.
That's right. That's absolutely right. You still have to promote the hell out of this. But look, I already like the traction. I already like the mainstream ink that this fight is getting. And they haven't even signed on the dotted line yet, right? But here's the elephant in the room, Coach. You have to also consider that Gervonta Davis is facing criminal charges in a court in Baltimore for an incident that occurred November 2020. The trial date is set on Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, Gervonta. He faces 14 charges on a hit-and-run accident, brother.
Yeah, I heard that.
And if he's found guilty, he could wind up in the Hoosgow, and he faces a maximum penalty of 50 months in prison. Coach?
That's a lot of months.
Oh, geez. What are the chances of – look, and I know this firsthand, right, that he was – well, he tried to get a plea bargain, right, a plea agreement.
Right.
The judge ruled against it, and he said, no, sucker, this is going to trial. What are the chances of us seeing Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Davis in April?
Well, it depends on what happens in February.
Oh, boy.
On what happens in February. But look, I don't know anything about the case, and I'm sure the prosecutors, they know everything. Tank knows if he was there or not for sure. So, we just say you're innocent until proven guilty. We're going to have to wait and see.
Yep. Yes, sir. That's it. And our brother James from the Boxing Store says, that fight on January 7th, and he's from D.C. God bless you, man, for being here and supporting the coach. He says, man, those ticket prices, Lord. But yes, a lot of talent's going to be on the card. From what we're hearing, you could see Jaron Boots Ennis on that card as well. And Sid UK says, no upsets. Don't expect an upset on that night, except for Dan Raphael's stomach from overeating at the cheap Bogota buffet. Tank will win, and hopefully we will get Tank versus Ryan. Like the way you think, my friend. And yes, well, no, something tells me he's going to be eating a salad that night. Okay, my brother, want to give a shout out to my brother Bruce, Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. Salute, Joseph and Ronnie. Salute to you, my friend. Thank you for always supporting the coach every Tuesday night, my friend. Oh, boy. Oh, let's have one more shot at Big Dan Raphael. He says, I feel sorry for all the buffet businesses in D.C. They probably made a group banning them from their businesses. Oh, Chingao. Oh, goodness gracious, you guys. All right, that's enough. That's enough of the mockery of Big Dan Raphael. But once again, nothing has signed, though, Coach. With Gervonta Tank Davis, there still needs to be a couple things to be ironed out. But I will say this, credit to both fighters, especially Ryan Garcia and Oscar De La Fishnets, for basically taking the short end of the agreement. From what I've been told, they basically gave everything to Tank that he wanted just to make the fight happen. But this isn't unusual in boxing, is it, Coach?
Absolutely not. Look, fighters want to fight, and that's what you have to let them do. You can't, these days you just got too many networks involved for all the big fights that really happen. But these two guys have said, you know what, forget this. Let's just go ahead and make this fight, and let's get it on, and let the people see who's the best fighter. And that's what the people really want. So they give the people what they want.
Yep, that's it. And credit to both fighters, both camps, both teams for making this fight hopefully a reality. Coach, do you think this fight was prolonged and pushed back to April for Ryan Garcia to make that absurd catchweight of 136?
Look, he wants to be a lightweight, but he's not a lightweight, man.
Man, he could easily be campaigning at 147. This is a big boy.
He's big. He is. He's tall and he's big. He's a young kid, so so he's still growing, man. And look, the weight is going to kill him to make the weight.
Yep.
But, but that's the good thing is he's going to fight late January. So that should help him out a lot.
Yep. Something tells me his future opponent, well, that's going to be coming up on Fact or Fiction. Guys, want to give a shout out to our our brother Sean. Thank you so much for joining us and always supporting the coach every Tuesday. He says, evening, gents. Massive congrats to Coach Ronnie on the recent and future success. Yes, indeed. Sid UK has an interesting beat. He says, it's a win-win for Garcia. If he loses, he has the charisma to rebound, and likely he'll be commended for fighting the more experienced boxer. It'll improve him a lot, too. Coach, do you agree with this?
Yeah, I do agree with it. Look, here's the thing, right? It's a 50-50 fight in my book. I think this is a 50-50 fight. But, so many people are afraid of losing that they can't concentrate on winning.
Yep.
That's the crazy thing about the sport, And, and I try to tell all my guys, let's just concentrate on the plan and let the plan take you to victory. And, sometimes, a guy may have a bad night. Okay, you can have a bad night, but people think a loss is the end of the world, and it's not. It's not the end of the world.
Nope.
You can always rebound and come back. But, man, the worst thing to just focus on is winning because, man, I've seen so many guys lose because they was afraid to lose. And, you miss so many things. That's the crazy part about it. When you're training, and you're working on different things, you more concentrate, but suppose that don't work. Well, something got to work, You got to give it a try. You got to work on things. This is why trainers watch tape and give you the rundown on what the opponent does best and what he doesn't do so good. And you have what you do best, you have to do best against the opponent. And if the opponent is good at what you do best, then you have to switch it up. And man, but it's crazy sometimes, when all guys focus on is winning.
Well, just like you've always told me, Coach, you've got a plan A, you've got a plan B, and if neither one of those work, you're getting knocked out. But I tell you what, one of the reasons why fans are like so excited for this matchup is because you can't imagine either guy getting to the final bell.
Yeah.
Both guys are knockout artists. Both guys have severe power. Both guys have sick hand speed. Both guys have deep amateur backgrounds. Yeah. This is a great matchup, guys. Yes, fingers crossed. Let's hope we get some signatures on the dotted line very soon. But credit to both camps for making this fight a reality, especially for Ryan Garcia and company taking the short end of the agreement. Fact or fiction, Coach, we're moving on to, oh my gosh, we've been on number one the entire time. Here's number two, Coach. Zach Parker and John Ryder will fight to an inconclusive draw on November 26th, this Saturday. Fact or fiction?
I'm going to say fact. I'm going to say a fact. Look.
Wow.
But, and here's my reasoning, right? Who gives a shit about these two guys? It doesn't matter. What does it matter?
Oh, Chingo, I'm going to drink some sweet amber to that one. Here's to you, Coach. Oh, my word. Well, and look, maybe this is just a promotional tool, right? Maybe, because it's rumored that Canelo's going to choose the winner of this fight as his Cinco de Mayo dance partner in 2023.
Again, who gives a shit?
Woo! Guys, nonetheless, it's going to be going down in London, England. And it's going to be broadcast here in the States on ESPN.
I lost you.
Okay, let's see. Something. Can you hear me now, Coach?
I can hear you now, yes.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry about that. We're having this trouble again. Gee, wow, I'm going to have to switch providers. My word. So, yeah, this is going to be for the vacant WBO Super Middleweight Championship. John Ryder versus, Zach Parker.
How could it be vacant?
Well, it's vacant because Canelo Alvarez hasn't defended that title in well over a year.
So he got stripped of that title?
Nope. It's the interim WBO.
Okay,
My apologies. My apologies, brother. Oh, and my brother Sean. Thank you for rubbing it in, my friend. He says, Joe, you left Coach hanging. He needed you in his corner. Yes. I think it's the other way around right now. Oh, and John McSmith, Earth to Major Joseph. You know what? That's a beautiful David Bowie reference, man. I'll take it. Okay, so number 3, Coach. Fact or fiction? Here we go. Regis Prograis will stop Jose Zepeda in the mid to late rounds of their scheduled 12-round WBC Junior Welterweight title fight this Saturday night. Fact or fiction?
I'm going to say fact. Let me tell you something. I've been doing Regis for a very long time. This kid, man, he trains his ass off. You know, he wants to be world champion. And this kid will give his left arm to be champion of the world. You know, that's just how hard this kid works. And not to say that Jose Zepeda is not, he wants the same thing, you know. And I think it's going to be a tough fight. But I think, you know, Regis probably the stronger fighter. And, man, and when Regis put punches together, this kid can really go. So I'm going to say fact on this one.
You know what, Coach? Yeah, I think you're right on the money. And you know he's just right down the road from you at the Main Street Gym with Coach Bobby and Coach Aaron. And they've been doing a tremendous job with him. And this kid, he's not going to have a problem. He is, he's focused. He's dialed in. I see a very dominant performance. And once again, I love Chon Zepeda as a tough guy, but geez, I mean, Prograis, when he is focused, he's a killer.
Yes,
he's a stone cold killer in the ring. He's a two-fisted badass. And guys, it's going to be a great event. But let me ask you this, Coach. And once again, guys, out of necessity, this is being thrust upon us on the pay-per-view revenue stream. You know what? Shout out to Marv Nation Promotions and Marvin Rodriguez for paying for this and staging this event. But $60, Coach.
Yeah. Oof.
60 bones. 60 bones.
Yeah.
Sleigh bells ringing. Are you listening? Chingao. See, that's the only thing I'm worried about, Coach, is this is pay-per-view. Once again, you've got the main event, and this is a great fight, right? But 2 non-ticket sellers. It's going to be at the Dignity Health Sports Park. 2 great fighters, 2 non-ticket sellers, though. And then you've got in the co-main event, Yocosta Vaya versus Evelyn Bermudez. And it's a unification bout for the women's junior flyweight division. And then you've got Charles Conwell versus Juan Carlos Abreu. That's a great fight. And then you've got heavyweight sensation, 11-0, with 11 knockouts, Bahir Jalilov, right? But $60, Coach.
Yeah, that's going to be tough, man.
Are you going to pull an Errol Spence and pull out the fire stick, brother?
No, I'm not. No.
Oh, I'm just joshing, man. Perish the thought, brother. Perish the thought.
I catch a replay after the fights.
Oh, jeez. But I tell you what, guys, it's going to be a tremendous fight. And guys, if you have the coin after the turkey and the cranberry sauce is all gone, please consider supporting this endeavor, right? Because these 2 guys are all class. Both Jose Zepeda and Regis Prograis, they deserve the attention. This is a great fight, and they're both class acts, and we love this card, right?
Absolutely.
So moving on to number. Are you ready, sir?
Yes, sir.
Here it comes, the WBO. The WBO order. Jaime Munguia and Janibek Alimkhanuly championship bout will go to a purse bid, and Golden Boy will win it, forcing the event to take place on DAZN in 2023. Fact or fiction?
Fiction. Jaime Munguia don't want to fight anybody. He's not going to fight this kid. He's been number 1 for a year now. Number 1 for this kid's belt, right? And he could have been forced, a mandatory, but they didn't want to do it. They act like they want to fight Jamal. Of course, they didn't. Now he wants to fight Triple G. Triple G don't want to have nothing to do with him because he can't make any money with him. So why would Triple G want to fight him? He's a mandatory. Fight your mandatory. These guys, they fight up. They fight up to be, they fight up to be the number 1 contender to make sure to get a world title fight. He got one right in his hand, and he don't want to take it. I don't understand it.
Yeah. Well, he was just on DAZN this past Saturday.
Yeah.
And he got the predicted 3rd round knockout. And Coach, once again, and we spoke with Coach Gogi last week, and he talked about why Jaime Munguia is being, kept on a very short leash. Talking about, the improvements he hasn't been making over the last several years. Do you see the same thing, Coach? That he's just not progressing as Golden Boy had hoped?
Well, if you keep putting him in with these bums, he's not going to progress. What's going to change?
Oh, geez.
Nothing is going to change if you keep putting him in with guys that can't fight. It's simple.
Oh, geez. That's it. That's it, guys. Look, Coach is absolutely right here. All right, iron sharpens iron, right?
That's it.
That's it. That's it. But G Funky has a beat. He says, look, I think a lot of fans will be there for Zepeda Prograis. They have local fighters and Fernando Vargas' sons on the undercard. That's right, Junior is on the undercard, isn't he?
Yeah,
that's right.
He got both his sons on the undercard.
And there it is. We also want to get a big shout out to Rick Sistrunk. He says, "What's up, Coach? Happy Thanksgiving, brother." And there it is. Happy Thanksgiving to you, my friend, and thank you for supporting the coach. And our brother James from the Boxing Store says, Janibek and Munguia ordered to fight for the WBO interim title, and Munguia and his team didn't want it. That's how Janibek fought Dignam for the belt.
Yeah.
Boy, what a terrible mismatch that was. Chingao. And look, our brother Refugio Garcia. Thank you. Welcome to the show, sir, and thank you for supporting the coach. He says, Janibek looked vulnerable against Bentley, and I don't rate Bentley. Look, Bentley's not a bad fighter, but were you a bit surprised when you saw Janibek go the distance with him, sir?
I wasn't, because styles make fights.
There it is.
Sometimes you run into a style that you haven't really seen before, and all of a sudden, this guy makes certain moves that you're not used to seeing, and he makes you look bad. Look, everybody have a bad day at the office, but the most important thing is you win on those bad days, and that's all that counts.
Yep. That's it. It was a tremendous fight. I loved it, and yeah, and so is he the boogeyman, Coach? At 160, Janibek?
He could be.
Is he still the boogeyman?
I think he is.
Well, I tell you what, he definitely has the amateur pedigree. He's a tough man. But yes, guys, keep in mind, judge slowly, styles make fights, right?
Absolutely.
Coach has the beat. And so here it is. Sid UK says, I heard there's a subway worker shortage in Mexico because Jaime Munguia has been knocking them out in the ring to get to 44-0. So, chingao. I tell you what, dude, I still like Jaime Munguia. I love this kid. He's got a huge upside. He's got the potential to be a big ticket seller with the Hispanic audience in America, right? So judge slowly. We'll see what happens, guys. But I think Coach has the beat. I can see them actually ducking out of a purse bid order, right? I can see that because he's already done it before.
Yes, indeed.
Oh boy, here's another one that I was very wrong about, and we were both wrong about this one, Coach. And this one genuinely pisses me off. Right? Number 5, fact or fiction. Eimantas Stanionis will not get his title opportunity to face Errol Spence Jr., but will compete in a Fight of the Year candidate against Vergil Ortiz in 2023. Fact or fiction?
Yeah, that's a fact. I've been reading about that one, and it looks like that's the fight that's going to happen. Looks like Keith Thurman is going to get the fight with Errol Spence, and so Eimantas,
oh boy,
he has to fight the mandatory. And here's the thing, right? When you have a secondary championship, right? When you have a secondary championship, it doesn't help you because now you have to fight the mandatories. Just like David Morrell in his last fight, he just fought the mandatory for Canelo Alvarez. Now, because he's a secondary champion. And so as you go along, this is going to keep happening. The real champion is not going to have to fight these mandatories. It's going to be these secondary guys who have to fight the mandatories. And that's the thing that's going on right now.
Oh, hot garbage, Coach. Hot garbage. And once again, this just showcases the weakness of the sanctioning organizations. And we pointed this out the last time we were on the air when the WBC, boy, they slammed the gavel down, ordering all of these fights, right? Now, the WBA as well as the WBO, IBF, they've done the same thing. And guys, it doesn't mean jack poop.
No.
Doesn't mean jack poop. Now, if you were the team and if you're Richard Schaefer, you would be pissed to all get out. How is this happening, Coach?
Because money talks and bullshit walks. Simple.
And that's it. Guys, the bottom line is Schiffer and Heyman, they believe that, well, Thurman versus Spence is a more, well, lucrative and marketable matchup. That's it. That's the bottom line, guys.
Absolutely.
Chingao, do you agree with that, though, Coach?
I don't agree with it. I think Stanionis should be fighting over Spence. You know, the kid has took a step aside money like 2 or 3 times, you know, to let these fights happen. Now, all of a sudden, he had to take care of Errol Spence's mandatory against Vergil Ortiz, you know, because he's the secondary champion. Again, like I said, David Morrell just did the same thing when he fought Idos. He did the same thing. Idos is the number 1 contender in the WBA. And because Morrell is the secondary champion, then they made him fight the mandatory, not Canelo.
Oh boy. You know what? I'm just sick of the sanction organizations, Coach. Chingao. But I will say this, right? You know, forget it. Let's move on. Number 6, Coach. Fact or fiction, and it's the same damn thing, right? Fact or fiction. Keith Once Upon a Time Thurman will pull off the improbable upset against weight-drained Errol Spence Jr. in 2023. Fact or fiction?
Fiction. No way. No way. No way he's going to beat Errol Spence.
Oh, Chingao, man. Why are we even seeing this fight, Coach? This guy has 1 foot in retirement already.
Well,
why are we seeing this? Okay, let me ask you. Here's a better question, Coach. Better fight. What's the better fight? Spence versus Thurman or Crawford versus Avanesian?
Shit. Oh, man. That might be tough. Hey,
but says it all, brother. That says it all.
Yeah. I was at a loss for words on that one. Yeah, I'm at a loss for words for that one. I think that's even matchups. Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
You know what? I tell you what should be happening, guys. Can you hear me right now? Can you hear me, Coach?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, not again. Okay, you can hear me.
I can, yes.
So what should be happening, guys, in a perfect, he's fighting Spence, and Avanesian should be fighting Stanionis.
Yeah.
Okay?
Absolutely.
That's what's happening?
Yeah.
Jeez, crime in Italy. So instead, we're getting this. My apologies, guys. Whenever it is dreary and raining in San Antonio, I always get these connectivity issues. My apologies, guys. But can you hear me now, Coach?
Yes.
Okay, very good. My apologies, guys, for the technical difficulties. Let's move on to number 7. Oh, boy. And another fight going on this weekend that no one gives a shit about. Here it is, fact or fiction. Dillian Whyte will get knocked down against Jermaine Franklin, but will get off the canvas to earn a competitive unanimous decision victory in London, England on Saturday. Fact or fiction?
That could be a fact. You know, look,
I
don't see Jermaine Franklin going over there and winning this fight. I really and truly don't. Can he do it? Yes, he can. But I just don't see him getting a decision over there. And, you know, not to take anything away from Jermaine, but, you know, Dillian Whyte, you know, he's a popular guy there. They love him over there. And he's going to be inspired by this crowd. The crowd is going to egg him on. So I see him winning. And I don't think it's going to be a close fight at all.
You really don't think it's going to be a competitive or a close fight at all?
Nope. I don't think so.
Well, here it is. Mad Dog H, welcome to the show, sir, and thank you for always supporting the coach. He says, White and the uppercuts don't get along.
But you got to have power in them uppercuts. That's the problem.
And there it is. And there it is. Coach, and Coach knows. He's 5 decades in this business tells him that Jermaine Franklin was chosen as an opponent for a reason. And there it is, guys. So we're moving on now to number 8. Fact or fiction, coach? Ryan Garcia will face Sergey Lipinets in the interim while waiting for Tank Davis to complete his prison sentence in 2023. Oh, boy. I pulled out my crystal ball on that one, coach. Oh, jeez.
I would say fiction.
Oh, boy.
I don't see Tank going to jail. I really don't. You know, it may cost him a hell of a lot of money, but I don't think he's going to need that $5 million.
Well, let's hope let's hope he stays out of the who's gal, right? And let's hope he makes that tremendous fight with Ryan Garcia in April, right? Let's hope that happens, guys. And so moving on, number 9, coach, and this really pisses me off, right? Look, on December 3rd, Chocolatito Gonzalez is going to be taking on El Gallo Estrada for a 3rd time, and no one is talking about it, damn it.
Yeah.
So here's fact or fiction number 9, coach. Chocolatito Gonzalez will seemingly outbox El Gallo Estrada on December 3rd, but will once again lose a very unpopular split decision. Fact or fiction?
I say that's a fact.
Oh, jeez.
Look, man, you know.
Oh, Chingo.
That's just the boxing world, man. That's just the way it is. You know, look, both of these guys know each other very well, of course, because of the fights that they've had. But you know, that's just sometimes the chips fall the way they fall.
Oh, jeez. Oh, that deserves another shot, coach. Here it is, down the hatch. And guys, if you guys are indulging with me, take one for the team. Here's to you, coach. Thank you for all. Hey, coach, happy Thanksgiving, my friend.
Same to you, man. Same to you.
And there it is. You know what, coach? I'm fearing the worst as well. Yeah. Oh, thank you for downing water with me, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate it, my friend. So here's the final fact or fiction, coach. Number 10.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Uh-oh.
Tyson Fury will wipe up the floor with Derek Chisora, sending him into retirement on December 3rd. Fact or fiction?
Man, that's a fact. This fight should never be happening. Come on, man. 3 times?
Oh, jeez.
3 times. Like, this is not Ali Frazier. This is not Ali Foreman. This is not my mama versus my daddy. You understand? Who wants to see this again?
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Did you just say this isn't your mama versus your daddy? Oh, coach, I tell you what. Oh, coach, I wish you didn't have an assignment on December 3rd because we sure would love to share the air with you on Triller, brother. And guys, I do have to plug this. I was just given the assignment as lead commentator for the Frank Gore of San Francisco 49ers fame. I was given the lead commentator assignment on December 3rd in San Antonio, Texas. Guys, it's going to be available on Triller and on Fight TV. You're, well, up for a good laugh. And you're going to be able to hear your good friend, Joseph. And once again, I pulled for Young Bill, and I pulled for Coach Ronnie. Coach Ronnie says, though, he has an assignment on December 3rd. Where, Coach? Where can we see you?
In Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Oh, that's it. In Big Philly. I tell you what, it's going to be a tremendous event. And tell us about David Stevens. Now, he was on the show several months ago, but tell us what a badass he is, brother.
Let me tell you something, man. I'm lucky to have 2 of the baddest kids at 168. Right? Of course, everybody knows David Morrell. But this kid, David Stevens, got David Munguia ready for the fight that, him and Hector Rivas, they both got David Munguia ready for his last fight against Ados. And let me tell you something, man. This kid is built like a linebacker.
Oh,
I mean, this kid has the biggest legs, man. Thighs and what you call it? Behind the shin, biceps, triceps, biceps. He got biceps, and I mean, and this kid's legs are just unbelievable.
His calves. Yep.
His calves. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yep.
But this kid, man, he's a good puncher, and he's a young kid. He's 22 years old, and man, he can really hurt somebody.
Gee.
Yeah, he's really all of that. And
that's why he was having such trouble getting an assignment, an opponent for Atlantic City a couple weeks ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, but actually, I got a word today that fight may be happening on January the 20th.
Oh, wow. Well, my condolences for the other guy. Well, I tell you what. So my brother G Funky says, send me a shout out, Big Joe. You know I will, my friend. God bless you, brother. And I tell you what, congratulations on the lead commentator spot. Thank you, Tyco TV. And thank you for always supporting the coach every Tuesday. And Sid UK says, congratulations, brother. Thank you so much, my friend. As well as my brother Peter Von Arx. Thank you, brother. It's going to be so much fun. And yeah, so if you guys can muster it, well, have some fun. If you guys can do it, get the Frank Gore spot or the Frank Gore event on Triller Fight TV, guys, December 3rd. It's going to be so much fun. We're going to showcase a lot of talent from South Texas on the undercard as well. Right. So it should be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be at the Freeman Coliseum. Boy, and I remember when I was growing up, Coach, I saw a lot of great WWF talent at Freeman Coliseum. Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Macho Man Randy Savage. I saw them all at Freeman Coliseum. So it's going to be a lot of fun to call a fight there. Were you ever a wrestling fan, Coach? No?
Oh, yeah. I was a huge wrestling fan.
Yeah. Who was your favorite wrestler back in the day, brother?
Hulk Hogan.
Oh, I love the Hulkster, man. Oh, geez.
I got to meet him, too.
Really? Tell us about that, brother.
Well, he was good friends with Lou Duva.
That's right, Lou Duva.
Yeah, and so he actually came to the gym a couple times, and then when Lou, we had a fight in New York, and so we was there for like a week, and they had a, Hulk Hogan wrestle at MSG, and Lou brought a bunch of us there, man. We got to go in the back, got to meet Hulk Hogan, take pictures, shook hands. I mean, man, it was unbelievable. I mean, it was really great, man, because he was such a nice guy, and Lou actually called him by his real name, not Hulk, like the not Hulk Hogan, and he got a little mad at Lou for that, but
Oh, geez. Yeah, it's like, you know what? Oh, gosh, I love me some classic wrestling. And, yeah, Hulk, when you see him, like, in person, that guy is huge.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Oh, yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, I love me some classic wrestling, guys. And so, yeah, I at the Freeman Coliseum, the classic historic Freeman Coliseum. That's where our event is going to be held December 3rd. Guys, if you're in the South Texas area, please come and say hi. Purchase a ticket. And, yeah, it's going to be so much fun, guys. And I want to give my brother Boxing with Frank Bay. Give a shout out to him. Thank you for always supporting the coach. He says, good look, Joe. Should be a fun night, December 3rd. Yes, it should, brother. It's going to be a lot of fun. Peter Von, oh my gosh. He says, Nick Bockwinkel was my favorite. Man, that is a name from the past. Holy shnikes. Yeah, that's a whole man. Nick Bockwinkel. Oh my gosh. Also want to give a shout out to my brother John McSmith. He says, Hulkamania runs wild, brother. And yes, the Hulkster plays bass. Yes, sir. John McSmith says Macho Man Randy Savage, #1. Yeah, Macho Man was, boy, he had a screw loose though, didn't he, Coach?
Oh, yes, he did.
Oh, geez. But I tell you what, we wanted to give a tight 60 because Coach, well, he's got a lot of Thanksgiving stuff to take care of. So we're going to be running a 60-minute show tonight. Coach, do you have any parting shots or anything that you'd like to touch on in the world of boxing in your final 3 minutes of the show?
I got a few fights coming up. I got a kid fighting here in Houston, Ephraim Bowie, on December the 2nd. I won't be able to make it, but my two sisters, Latrevia Pierce, Dominic Gwynn, they're going to handle the duties for me. And then, of course, December 3rd, David Stevens in Philadelphia. And then on December 11th, at the WBA convention, I got a little kid. He's 2-0-1, but he should be 3-0 because he fought in Minnesota on the David Morrell last card. And the referee, he hit the guy with a good punch. The referee called it a headbutt, and they called it they called it a no contest. But they get the taping, and they're gonna press the commission to overturn it. So hopefully, but he's fighting December 11th on a Sunday night at the WBA convention in Orlando, Florida.
And who is your fighter?
Oh, his name is Yoenis Tellis.
Okay, very good. Very good. I tell you what, guys. And so, guys, thank you. Ronnie, it's always a pleasure to share the air with you, sir. Happy Thanksgiving. If you had to give one thing that you're thankful for, well, within the sport of boxing, what would it be?
I think for me, I'm just thankful to meet all of the different, and fighters are all different, but they all come with the same heart, and I'm just thankful for that. That that these guys, they come in, they trust you with their career, they trust me with their career, and and I know they know that I got their best interests at heart. I try not to ever let them down on anything. I fight for them to get fights. I fight for them any way I can, and they know this. And I'm just thankful that that God gave me the ability to do what I do.
Tell you what, Coach, we're thankful for you, brother, for always donating your time every Tuesday night. We're all the better for it. God bless you, Coach. You're doing a tremendous job, brother, not only for your entire stable, but for the sport of boxing. God bless you, brother, and we're all the better for it. We're all the wiser. Thank you so much, guys. And in case you missed any part of the show, it's going to be available on replay as soon as we sign off, guys. But, by the way, Coach, please remind us how to reach you.
You can always reach me on Instagram at Official Ronnie Shields.
And there it is, guys. And there it is. On behalf of Coach Ronnie Shields, I'm Joseph Heron. You've been listening to Warwick Radio. Have a happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Health Texas and Halftime Pizza proudly present Real Boxing with legendary fight trainer Ronnie Shields.